Okay, so get this. Kendrick Perkins, right? He's talking about how the new NBA guys are always stressed about what everyone's saying online, but then he drops this bombshell. He's saying that dealing with social media hate nowadays is like just as tough, mentally, as what guys like Bill Russell went through back in the day. Yeah, like racism and actual death threats. Perkins is on this podcast and he's like, whoa, I'm not going to pretend I know what Russell and those dudes dealt with. They basically made the NBA possible, you know? But then he's like, everyone's got their own tough stuff though. So he's saying back then it was racism and death threats, which is like totally messed up. But now he's saying battling social media craziness for players today, it's right up there for mental toughness. He's not trying to downplay the whole life or death thing, obviously, but he's stressing that mental health is a huge deal now. He's talking about how players are logging off social media. And one guy, John Wall, he even said he wanted to off himself because of it. It's for real, man. It affects everyone differently. And he's not trying to say it's the exact same, but he's saying these guys today are going through their own major struggles. And then he hits you with this. People are like, just get off social media then. But Perkins is like, do you even know how hard that is? Like, seriously.
So basically, Perkins isn't trying to be a jerk about the past. He's just comparing the worst of the worst for each generation. And you got to admit, he's kind of right. Social media criticism is tough on your mental health. But here's the kicker, and this is where it gets a little weird. The article points out that players kind of create their own social media problems, whereas racism and death threats, those were external. People were actually trying to hurt them. When your life is literally on the line, you're worried about dying. So, yeah, Perkins has a point about adversity, but comparing it directly to actual threats on your life, that's a whole other ballgame, you know? Still, he was trying to make a point about how brutal modern pressures can be. Crazy stuff, right? This whole thing first popped up on Fadeaway World.